funny if like they had a postseason tournament where they're like, since we have so many Bulldog names, like we need to narrow it down to one, so whoever wins gets to keep their name. You'd see the best basketball of your life. There's going to be some crazy shit. People are going to bet Eastern Washington, they lose by 10, and people are going to be like, oh my God, this team sucks. Or like Montana State blows a game, and people are like, what the, the Big Sky's trash.
I feel like I just can't take you seriously. And at the same
program.
time, yeah, it's like I simultaneously can't take you seriously, and I'm extremely interested in everything that you have to say.
That's good. That's what we need out of this stream. Okay, is that like inertia or something? There's like a.
Well, I mean, like moving water requires colder energy to freeze. I can go call my mom. My mom literally lives on a river in Wisconsin.
What do we call that? Boots on
ground. Yeah. Okay, so you've got your mom's house on the under, and you've got life savings on UNLV. What else? What else can we wager? Future Kids College Fund. Oh, but yeah. Well, so we're gonna double up right after. So we're gonna parlay the house and the life savings, and then we're gonna roll that through on something.
Told you we always been ready. I don't need people that's petty, that weigh on me heavy while I'm being steady. I need a record with Felly. We get it bouncing like Betty's. I feel like I'm Nelly. Don't bring the beef like a deli. It's leave on a levy. No sleeping on me like I'm Freddy. Chris Breeze, how I do. Hit him with the moves. Left hand step back, ballin' like I'm Coos. All faith, God's plan. You just gotta choose. God slaps, nothing left to prove. Y'all gotta leave me alone. Lately I've been in my zone. Told them no cap like a fitted, but lately the flows have been straight off the dome. I feel like I'm MVP, like my name Patty Mahomes. If it ain't about money, don't hit on my phone, cause lately I've been in my zone.
Hello, welcome to the Cowboy Show, hosted by Ben Carey and Nick Gronerad, combining expert human opinions with cutting-edge simulation models to help you arrive at the best picks each week. Inside Edge Community. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's stream. We've got some college basketball action. Ben, how are we doing this morning?
Doing pretty good. Feels like it's still just a long day from yesterday with all the games. I mean, there were games at 9 a.m. There were games at, I think the UTEP game ended at like 1:30 my time, and it feels like, I mean, there's literally games on right now. So
yeah, it's like you go to sleep with college basketball on, and you wake up with college basketball on, and then we're gonna go to sleep again with college basketball on.
Did you know there's a game at 2:30 a.m. Eastern time start time tonight? Well, tomorrow morning, technically.
What game is that? I know there's the Hawaii game at 11:30. 11:30 our time.
Yeah, so it's actually going to be 12:30 because basically they always just put that in there.
Oh yeah, so it shows up as being today.
Yeah, but the thing is the game before, like, you know how they always do that with these tournaments?
Mm.
They just say it starts and then it will start like an hour later. So
yeah.
I was trying to find an edge there, but I don't know. I was gonna try to play Hawaii because Northern Arizona would be starting at midnight, but I don't know. Maybe they're acclimated, even though they left Sunday night, by the way. But
yeah, but I mean, and also if that's the reason, you just bet Hawaii every single game.
Yeah,
they're at home. Like what makes this one different?
Because it's starting that late, but
they all start that late.
Not that late.
I mean, not literally all of them, but yeah, they'll be like midnight our time tip-offs, probably 5 or 6 times throughout the year.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyways, we have some games to talk about. So we have 3 games tipping off in 15 minutes. We'll hop into those in a second. I want to do a roll call first, see who we got in the house. We got Heisenberg, we got Crispy. I know Crispy's excited. We got Gavin in the house. Gavin says, I'm so dialed. You'll love to see it. Heisenberg says, need winners paid the dentist bill.
Oh, man.
Love the dentist. Gavin's account is itching to be emptied. What's up, Sick Money? Catboy Sandwich is back. Yeah, I think this is actually the first time since the first day of the season that we've been on together doing college basketball.
I think so.
What's up, Run Forrest Gump? How's it going? What's up, Pick Six? And what is up, Isaac? What's up, bitches? How we doing? And if anyone is is here, I love the directness. It's like Lenny, just like, hey, cocksuckers.
I know.
But yeah,
the day Lenny doesn't do that, I'm gonna be like, you okay, man?
he's stopped it a little bit.
You think his therapist told him to chill out?
I don't think Lenny has a therapist. if we're being completely honest.
I can give him a referral. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think that's. I think that's frowned upon, right? Like if you're like, yeah, this Lenny guy pisses me off, but you should talk. You should be his therapist. I don't think they would be like.
Yeah, well, like so, what kind of referral are we talking? Are you going to refer him to your therapist?
Well, I mean, yeah, it would be better than. That's better than not having a therapist.
True. Therapy. 10
Conflict
out of 10
of
would
interest,
recommend.
though, maybe.
Yeah. All right. So we've got 3 games tipping off in about 15 minutes. We've got Central Michigan and Stetson, Prairie View A&M at Eastern Kentucky, and then a neutral site game between UNC Wilmington and App State. So Ben, do you have any action in any of these 3 games?
Yeah, I have action in 2 of those games. One of the lines is definitely not bettable anymore. And that would be in the UNC Wilmington App State game because it's all the way down to 136. The other one, though, I played Stetson Central Michigan under 142, and it's 139. I think if you want some action, you could put like a half unit on, unless you disagree with me and like the over.
Yeah, no, I mean, Model likes the under. I did a lot of work yesterday. So we're finally at the point where a lot of teams have played like 5 games, which is kind of my minimum threshold. So we took some of the training wheels off the model.
Nice.
So I think I'm in the business of saying, okay, model likes this. I'm in. And there's another game actually in this earlier slate that the model is kind of finding interesting, which is Prairie View A&M and Eastern Kentucky. Kind of liking the look on Prairie View. Ooh. I don't think this Eastern Kentucky team is like particularly good. Also worth noting, they've only actually played 1 D1 game this year, so maybe a team that does need some of the training wheels back on. But I think this Prairie View A&M team, they were a little bit underwhelming last year for their standards, but they look solid. I mean, they've already have a win at Abilene Christian. They beat Tennessee Martin, 12.5 points here. Kind of thinking about Prairie View, although I don't quite know enough about Prairie View to blindly fire that up. Also, Heisenberg says, fuck CMU, they take bread. Yeah, they took a lot of 3 loaves of bread from Heisenberg.
We don't have to bet on them. We're just betting a game with them involved.
Okay, so as far as that goes, so do you want me to put the under, as I'm updating our lean list, the under in the Central Michigan Stetson game? Okay.
I mean, it's a bet. Well, I guess at 130.
Yeah, it just only actionable numbers. If you got good CLV, I'm happy for you, but we can't put it.
No, I'm not flaunting it.
Yeah.
That's not my intent. No. I didn't even.
I'm not saying you're flaunting it. It's transparency. Good to know you're in at this number.
Okay, put 139 down.
Yep.
So people can get it.
Let's say under 139, lean, comma, or is it a bet?
Just put bet.
Okay. All right. So NFL Material says, give me an early game lock. Gavin likes App State. So I think the one thing that we're on... All right, so Ben's on 2 things here in this slate, starting up soon. One of them, numbers moved too much, which is the App State under. Ben still likes the Central Michigan Stetson under at the number it's at right now. Is that a neutral site game?
Yeah, it's in... I think it's in Florida.
Well, I mean, Stetson's in Florida. So, so they're in Daytona Beach?
Yeah.
Where is Stetson?
I don't know, but they played at this. Like, it's not too far, but it's not their arena.
Okay.
I would say.
They're in DeLand. What a shitty name for a city.
Isn't that what Cleveland says? Bitch, I'm from the land. It's not in Cleveland though.
DeLand. D-E, capital D,
Oh.
lowercase e, uppercase L, and.
I thought you said the land.
Yeah, they're in DeLand. Stetson's near Daytona. Yeah, so they'll have fans, but still unfamiliar court and rims and background and
they'll
stuff.
have some. I'm sure they'll have a huge contingent. Those Stetson fans.
Oh yeah. Stetson.
What
Stetson
else
you know,
do you wanna do
if
on
there's
your
if there's
holiday
one
break?
thing you know about the Stetson Hatters, they travel well.
Yeah, they don't like to spend time with their family. They're all ball.
Thanksgiving, they just have like a Thanksgiving feast in the stands.
Yeah, but actually, hey, all jokes aside, this is something to discuss. A lot of neutral site, multi-tournament events, but there will be some just traditional home games for teams. Just know that they won't have their students. Most places, all the students go home, or so
Yeah.
just think about that when
we
you're
need
like,
we need like a designated person to go and look up like the Thanksgiving break policies for each school. Like, do they get the whole week off, or do they have to go to class on Tuesday and then they get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Because you know the ones that have class on Tuesday are like skipping class Tuesday, getting shit faced, going to the basketball game, partying all night, and then going home on Wednesday.
That's true. I ran into this issue because a few times, and not to say this is like why I lost those bets, but I bet Gonzaga a few times at home, and they didn't cover, and it wasn't even close. They almost lost as a 25-point favorite, and none of the student section was there. They literally just give the tickets to like old people. You're like, Grandma, you're dead.
Mean, what else
are
is
you
there
doing
in
the
Spokane?
crowd?
There's probably Gonzaga students and old people.
I think Spokane has a high drug issue, but maybe that's why they're called the Kennel Crazies.
Maybe, I don't know. I know literally nothing about Spokane aside from Gonzaga's there, and it exists. Yeah, we need Buzz. Buzz would know just like off the top of his head Thanksgiving policies for all of these teams.
Yeah, but then Buzz is like, "Oh, they're giving away glow sticks," and then he bets it. So that's the only issue.
Yep.
But I think they hit more times than not.
So in Spokane they probably like drink the glow sticks, right?
Yeah, snort it, drink it.
Oh
consume
God,
it.
snorting glow sticks.
Sounds like some
Sounds like my kind of Friday night.
Tuesday night.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do it on Tuesday. That's irresponsible.
Yeah, that is irresponsible.
All right. So moving along into the rest of the afternoon slate, we got Morgan State and Radford playing in Cancun. System play under?
Yeah, I don't want to say it was a rabbit hole, but these are some of the worst rims that I've seen. Unless they got new rims. I mean, that's always
Buzz and student giveaways is like Ben with the rims.
yeah.
Ben is like he has guys boots on ground doing like chemical analysis and like tension tests on the rims.
Physicists out there. I mean, there's always like a 1% chance that they get new rims, but these rims are just, I mean, they're stiffer than Nick at the strip club, man.
That's saying something.
Yeah. So, so a few of these games are actually, one of them moved really quickly to the under, but some of them have kind of been floating a little bit, and even one went up. So, kind of interesting. Not sure what's going on there.
So I feel like this happens every year with these neutral site games. Is early on, it's like kind of not baked in, or it's like baked in a little bit, but not enough. And then so many of them go under, and the numbers just open up lower in subsequent games.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point there.
It's like it's the same thing with big spreads. Like in the first game or two, you'll never see anything past 30 or so. And then once you're like, okay, this team really, really fucking sucks, and this team is really good, then you'll start seeing 35s, 40s.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And I also think that, like, as much as people want to say, like, the books know, I think sometimes they overthink it, and they don't. Like, we see this with those weather unders in college football, or we see this with Iowa, right? You see these totals, and you're like, oh, it's too low. And then part of you is like, no, it's not low enough. And
so I mean, I think Iowa, I was reading, they've had 9 totals at like 33.5 or less over the last few years. all 9 of them have gone under.
Exactly. And I think percentage-wise, like by a good margin. I mean, there are probably a few close ones, but you get these like 14-7, 14-10 games. So,
so are you on the Morgan State Radford under?
yes. That one I think is that one didn't really move.
Yeah,
so
it looks like it opened at 142.
I have it at 140.
141. Yeah, so 140 and a half now.
I got a bad number because I think you can find a 141 out there. So LCLV.
Yep. All right. So let me get.
God damn it. Sacred Heart. I'm mad I didn't lock that in. I don't know how I forgot to lock that in, Nick.
I don't know either.
Was doing too much last night.
Heisberg wants me to tail JMU. Honestly,
I don't know. Is JMU cursed after Saturday?
I feel like this is a big letdown spot. After the football team loss in OT, after the super late win against Radford in their last game on the basketball court.
I lost some good money on the football game. Bet it live at like minus 180 on the money line.
It's like a curse. I think I at least 2 losses when they've had college game day there. Because I know the one when I was there, they were again like undefeated in FCS. It was the first time they'd ever had college game day. They're playing in Richmond, like big rivalry game, and then Vadley like tore his ACL or something, and they got clobbered.
You know, Steve Fezzik on Twitter, Nick.
Yeah,
he has been pretty notable for like betting big money lines, and props to him. I mean, he'll bet he bet Oregon against Colorado like minus 800, and they smacked him in college football. But he bet JMU money line to win, I think, a unit, and I think it was like I don't know, whatever. They
minus a lot.
Yeah, but hey, happens.
It does happen. All right, so Brazy says any ML leans. I'll have some stuff a little bit later on. I think we're gonna at least in the early, like the afternoon games, go chronologically, and then we can jump around a little bit. I love Dwarf says Wilmington. So the only thing that we have in the next games, starting in a couple minutes, is the under in Central Michigan and Stetson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to touch any spreads. Actually, we didn't even get model sims for the App State game because UNC Wilmington. I have to go do the yearly name updates. They changed from UNC Wilmington to just NC Wilmington. So
yeah, that is I think early candidate for toughest loss of the year so far. I don't know if you saw the clip, Nick, but oh my God.
Which game?
Murray State and UNC Wilmington. I had the under and it went into OT, but it's just how it went into overtime. Just oh my God.
Yeah, that's tragic.
I think a lot of people were either on that or Murray State, but oh well.
Yep.
That's why you don't put 5 units on a play, because shit like that will happen.
Yes, it will. Especially in college basketball. Totals in college basketball build character more than anything else.
I'm almost more confident putting a 5-unit play on an over than an under. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because I mean, it's like less bad beats. It's like an emotional tax.
Yeah, and just overtime. I mean, that's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd pay a tax, maybe.
All right. So in the next couple of games, in the I guess 1 o'clock to 1:30 Eastern time start time, we've got McNeese at Texas State, neutral site game in Louisiana. We've got Buffalo at Louisiana, neutral site game in Florida, and Marshall at Oakland, neutral site game in the Cayman Islands. Imagine being the team that has to go play in like Ruston, Louisiana, when another team in your conference gets to go play in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, I always wonder how that works out, because I know these tournaments, like the warmer destinations, like teams want to go there, but ultimately it's the the owners of the tournament who get to decide.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I mean, you end up in Hawaii versus like Ruston.
Ruston, Louisiana. I mean, and no disrespect to Ruston, Louisiana.
Or there's a few games in like at high school arenas.
Yeah, like every Long Island home game.
Yeah,
and every Lemoyne home game.
Long Island Stray.
Yeah. Also, are we betting them
like
today?
Nick, I'm talking legit. It's actually in a actual high school arena.
Yeah, JMU had a tournament like that.
Yeah,
like
really weird.
A couple years ago. It was like I remember them and Wright State and like Marshall. It was like a good tournament. There was like good teams in that tournament.
Wait, you really want to bet LIU today?
I'm kind of thinking about it, but
I was thinking about the over in that game.
We'll see. We'll talk about it when we get there. So anything for you in these next 3 games? We got McNeese, Texas State, or are these just like all system unders for you?
I didn't actually play any of these for some reason. Like the rims, I think they were like neutral.
Neutral rims.
So, yeah.
So there was one game that I was eyeing a little bit, which is the McNeese and Texas State game. So we got McNeese sitting at -5.5 here, and I'm a little confused as to why. I mean, I don't think Texas State is like particularly great this year. I mean, they were not so great last year, but had injuries. Should be better this year. McNeese beat VCU in their first game, and I think they're just being a little bit overhyped from that. I mean, they've got a 4-1 record and a win against VCU. You say, oh, this team is good. Their next 3 games, back-to-back games against non-D1 teams, doesn't matter. And then they lost to Western Carolina. And Western Carolina is a fine team. But I just think that there's like way too much weight being put here on one win against a very underwhelming VCU team. And we've got a Texas State team with 2 D1 wins, losses to Little Rock and Oklahoma. I think 4.5 on a neutral here feels a little sketchy line. Kind of like Texas State.
All right. Yeah, I don't really have much to say with that one.
They have a very talented roster. McNeese does. Yeah, they brought in like a ton of transfers.
What conference is McNeese in again?
They're in the Southland.
Okay, so the Southland. That's right. The Southland, top to bottom, looks like actually one of the worst leagues. But McNeese is probably the best team in that conference, actually.
You know, he's good. They're actually super high up on KenPom. They're like in the 130s on KenPom right now.
Am I thinking of the right? Is that with like Stephen F. Austin?
They used to be in the Southland. So like all of the good Southland teams are in the WAC now. Like Sam Houston, Stephen F. Austin, Abilene Christian. They were in the Southland a couple of years ago and all moved to the WAC. So Southland now is McNeese, Incarnate Word, Lamar, New Orleans, Corpus Christi, Texas A&M Commerce, Nichols, Southeastern Louisiana, Northwestern State, and Houston Christian.
So you said KenPom has them what?
In the 134.
Wow. Bart Torvik has them 240. So that's a pretty.
Yeah, I feel like KenPom is kind of over. I mean, they're probably somewhere in the middle of those two.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that there's like such a drastic difference. Where does Bart Torvik have Texas State?
Let me pull that up. I'm just looking at the Southland. But real quick, I'm just gonna rattle off. It's McNeese is the first, and then it literally has 4 teams from like 240 to 250, and then the bottom half of the league, they're all in the 300s.
Yeah,
like Lamar, Kennett Word, Christian, Northwestern State. But yeah,
it's not like the worst conference. I mean, the NEC is bad.
Yeah, we're always gonna have the
bad.
SWAC,
The MEAC is bad.
It was a surprisingly bad conference, I guess. I was like, oh shit. Texas State is 229.
Yeah, I feel like either on the ML or the +4.5. I just feel like Texas State is worth a shout here.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so let me take a look at what we can get ML at for Texas State. I kind of think I want like plus 165 on MGM and PointsBet.
Mm-hmm. Also, can we jump to it's coming up? Can we talk about this? Oh, never mind. The line's gone. Oakland Marshall, but never mind. We're good. These lines are moving fucking crazy.
That's the way it works. It's frustrating. It's like the thing that I hate the most about making college basketball content is like you want to do the research overnight because you want to get the best lines, and then you get on stream in the morning and just all the lines have moved.
Yeah. And if that weren't the case, I would agree that I like kind of how you've been doing it, but then it just sucks when everything just like literally I'll be looking at stuff late at night and then I'll like go pee and I'll come back and the line moved and I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Like you need to jump on stuff. And then I also get in the situation where I'm like trying to make bets as quickly as possible to get good CLV on stuff, and then I just like do a sloppy job on the research.
Yeah.
So I've found like the thing that works the best for me is like maybe a little bit of overnight betting, but mostly doing research during the day, and just accepting that the lines have moved, and just taking what's available.
It's like there are 80 games today, so it's like there's enough. If it was like NFL, you would probably have to do it the other way, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, and if it was NFL, it would be easier to do the research.
Yeah,
because like if there was 16 college basketball games every day, it's like easy to you could spend an hour and a half doing that the night before. But I mean, you can't do it with like there's like 40 games today, or if there's like 100 games on a Saturday, you don't want to spend your Friday night. I mean, maybe sometimes you want to spend your Friday night doing 5 hours of research on that, but sometimes you don't.
Yeah, no, sometimes you don't, but you still do.
Yep. All right, so are you good?
Yeah, sorry, my lighting took a tumble.
Oh.
We're back.
All right, so speaking of taking a tumble, next game to talk about, maybe first marquee game of the day. We've got Syracuse and Gonzaga, and both of these programs may be taking a little bit of a tumble from where they've been at. We know that Jim Boeheim is out in Syracuse. Been some okay results for them. Win against Colgate, which is something that they haven't done recently, and a not so pretty loss against Tennessee yesterday, or for Syracuse, and then Gonzaga with a very underwhelming offensive performance against Purdue, only putting up 63 points yesterday, and only one other D1 game so far against Yale, where they did end up covering a kind of sketchy spread in that game. So we're looking at Gonzaga minus 12.5-ish, total sitting 159.5. Ben, anything in this one for you?
Yeah, my lean is with the over, and the reason being is because if you look at Purdue versus Syracuse, it's...
You mean Syracuse and Tennessee, or Gonzaga Purdue?
No, I'm just comparing the defensive stylistic tendencies between like a Syracuse and Purdue, because Purdue with Edey, like if you watch that, they were just trying to take a bunch of perimeter shots, and like I think Gonzaga will knock those down more times than not. But I think in this game they're going to have success like getting in the paint and scoring in the paint. They don't have a 7-foot guy there who's a shot blocker as well. So I think that will add to some points in this one, but also like 160 is pretty high, and this isn't.
Also, by the way, Syracuse does actually have a 7'4" starting center.
I did not know that.
He's not anywhere near as good as Zach Edey, and he's probably only going to play like 10 minutes a game.
He starts.
McLeod, he played 10 minutes in the first game, played 18, 19, 21 the last two games. He's a Florida State transfer.
Oh yeah, that guy. Well, I don't know, that's weird that the line's so high then.
Yeah. And no, I don't he's not like
I thought he was But I guess it's a fair point. I wonder if they'll challenge him, because in that game, Gonzaga tried a few times and didn't work out, and then they just settled on threes and they just weren't going in. So, honestly, I was impressed by Purdue. They played pretty good defense too. So
Purdue's a good team. Just like everybody
comes down to
shits on Purdue all the time, but they're just a good team.
Well, we should. They lost to a 16 seed.
Yeah.
But So did Virginia.
Regular season Purdue is great. Postseason Purdue is a whole nother animal.
We should do a game where every time we hear like, oh, Virginia lost to a 16 seed, what happened the next year? We take a shot.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had 5 shots last night. By the way, you literally hear that every fucking highlight. Oh, this is fucking Virginia. Da da da. I'm like, oh god, here we go. It's what, 2 weeks into the season?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my little rant. But it comes down to Syracuse defense, Nick.
Yeah. So I actually think that I agree with you on the over here. So Syracuse and Gonzaga, 2 very up-tempo teams. They obviously played Tennessee, who's a slow team, probably the best defensive team in the country, and Purdue, who is not elite defensively like Tennessee is, but is also just very, very, very slow. I think that we could just see an absolute shootout here. 2 teams that kind of got uncomfortable against slow teams last time out, just flying up and down the court here.
Yeah, so I don't have to go up against Dalton Connect either.
Yeah. I mean, that alone is worth 25 points.
What if he wins Naismith Player of the Year?
That would be very cool.
That's like if you see the girl that you thought was your dream girl, like marry another guy.
Yeah.
Chat's probably like, what is he talking about? He went to Northern Colorado. He transferred.
Which is where Ben went also.
Why would he want to leave Greeley, Nick?
I don't know. Why would you want to leave Greeley and go to an SEC school instead? Beats me.
Beats me too. We treated him well.
Yeah. I mean, he gave you 3 or 4 years, right?
I think he only played for a year.
I swear he was there for like 2.
Maybe he didn't do anything his freshman year.
Yeah, he started 11 games the year before.
Yeah, I think he was pretty non-existent his first year, and then I don't know.
I mean, he did average 9 points a game.
And then 20. So.
And then 20, yeah. The metaphor man. That's Ben. Thoughts on Gonzaga minus 12?
That's my lean, but I think Gonzaga still has some stuff to prove. So I'm not going to bet that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
They looked really good in the first half.
And then fell apart. Yeah, I mean, 6 of 32 from 3 overall in that game against Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we have
Maui. Pearl saying Syracuse could have beat Tennessee if they hit any free throws. Syracuse went 8 of 17 from the line, which is not great. Although even if they hit all of those, they do not make up the deficit.
Nope.
Although, of course, everything changes. Like one free throw goes in or out, and the whole game after that changes.
Especially if it's the front end.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we've got Syracuse Gonzaga over. Ben and I are on that together. Let's see. What next? So there's 2 games in the slate after that. Georgia Southern and Northeastern, neutral site game in Greenville, and then Chicago State and Northern Colorado in Cancun. Props to Chicago State getting the Cancun invite.
They must have been running low, Nick.
Well, yeah, I mean the other first game it's Morgan State and Radford.
It's not good this year.
Chicago State and Northern Colorado. JMU and Southern Illinois. Oh, are we gonna get a NOCO JMU game potentially?
If they both win, right?
It's just no, I think they're on opposite ends of the bracket.
I thought it's just a. Oh yeah, you're right. So they would
wait. Is it? Yeah. It's got to be it's an 8-team tournament, so it's not.
Yeah, it's
round robin.
We'll see.
If only Northern Colorado won.
Well, they're gonna win
against New Mexico State. Are they 6.5? Chicago State's like low key, not absolutely atrocious, which is a compliment for them, I think.
Well, I will say this: Northern Colorado has been getting a little bit of love. It opened up at like 5, I think 5.5. I don't know. Yeah, they're a weird team right now. They're actually better than I thought, Nick. But they won. They've won 0 games.
Yeah, they're 2-2. Yeah, but the 2 wins are both non-D1 teams. They beat Colorado College and northern New Mexico.
Yeah,
I live in Colorado. I didn't know that Colorado College was a thing until I was today years old. Where is that?
Where I think that's in
It's in the Springs.
Yeah, Colorado. Yep, that's right.
Private liberal arts school.
Okay, can I tell you the scores of last year's
D3.
games, Nick?
In Mexico City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of these went under. I did some research. So Bradley, Auburn, 64-85. That was actually high scoring, but for some reason, like the total was like 149.5, so it barely went under. Liberty Northwestern, 66-52. And then the final was in like the Riviera division. They split it up weird. Auburn beat Northwestern 43-42.
43-42. Oh, no.
But granted, like Northwestern, not the best offensive team that year and better on defense, but still, like we're talking 43-42 in the full game.
Yeah, that's like a first half score in some games.
Yeah. So, I lean with the under in this game. I mean, I bet it actually, so you could put it up.
All right.
On the screen, and I also lean Northern Colorado, but I can't get there with them.
And that number's at 142.5 right now?
Yeah, it's going up. Market thinks I'm an idiot. Well, I'll show you, Market.
Yeah. Get fucked, Market. Oh, yeah, so we can get 141.5 on DK. So go with that.
Okay.
All right, and then while we're at it, are you on all of the Mexico City unders? So the JMU and Southern Illinois, 146.5. Are you good with that?
Yeah, that's probably as low as I would go because that one moved a few points. But I think that's still fair. I would actually play that one. Yeah, I would play that down to like 144.
Okay. So model has a little over, but model doesn't know about the Mexico City rims.
It'd be funny if the start of the game they're like, yeah, brand new rims.
Yeah.
Donated by Chicago State's
yeah, actually, yeah, you know what's gonna happen
program.
is in the first game today in Morgan State and Radford, somebody on Radford is just gonna posterize somebody on Morgan State so hard that they like break the rim and they have to like reset it.
You know what I've always wondered, Nick? Like in the NBA when that happens, I feel pretty good that they have like very consistent rims, you know? I think, you know, Steph Curry can. Have you ever seen when he's dribbling and he like finds like a dead spot and he's like, "Hey, you guys got to fix this." It's happened a few times. I don't know how they like fix the floor in real time. Like, what do they do? Like, hey, call the wood guy. Like, hey, we're gonna replace. I don't know. They might.
There might be like hydraulics underneath the floor.
Yeah, that can like even it out
or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But anyways,
I guess there's no ice sheet in Golden State.
Anyways, my point though is in these like weird tournaments, I feel like if a rim broke, you would literally have a potential to have like one hoop that's different than the other. But
yeah,
hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, I mean I think actually, so the high school gym tournament that JMU was in against Wright State, I think there was like one of the sides was like so much easier to score on than the other one.
Just live bet that team on that side. That's funny.
Okay, so then the last Mexico City game. Fresno State, New Mexico. This line has moved a lot. Opened at 144.5, is down to 137.5.
Holy shit. See, that's weird. Why is this one moving so much?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think at that number, actually, you could put that up as a lean for me.
Okay. I'm not specifying leans versus bets aside from that first game.
That's fine. But
that is because...
That's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So do you want to put it up even at 137.5?
No.
Or can we leave it off? Okay.
Let's leave that one off. Because then if not, then who am I? You know. Oh, it's 120. Oh, put it on there.
Yeah. So ACF says a question about the new ESPN Bet book. Yeah, Yeah, I think you get I think what Crispy said is accurate. I don't think you get first time deposit bonus if you already had Barstool, but $200 in free bets. You do.
I still need to do that. I haven't.
Me too.
I haven't done that yet.
All right. So let's now that we're done with the kind of early-ish games, let's hop around to some of the marquee games that we have later on. So let's talk about Marquette. I had a question about them. Marquette and Kansas today. Probably the game of the day. I mean, them and Tennessee, Purdue, also up there. Any thoughts on that one for you?
Yeah. I mean, this one kind of just feels like an under to me. I mean, if I'm trusting what my eyes told me, Purdue's defense looked good, like I said. The only thing, though, is Edey was a little off throughout the game at times. Like, I don't know if you watched, Nick, he missed some bunnies. Like, 4 or 5 just weird, not even close, like in and outs. They were just off. So maybe he left some points on the board.
Are you talking about Purdue, Tennessee, or are you talking about Kansas, Marquette?
Oh, sorry. We're going to Marquette. That's right. Sorry, my head's all over the place. Do you want to still talk about Marquette first?
No, let's talk Purdue first.
Okay, let's do that one. Sorry, I literally read a post by Jeff Rosa who said Purdue under, so I just started talking about it. But yeah, I mean Purdue, Nick. Do you think that they're going to be like an under team this year? Or
I feel like Purdue's kind of always an under team.
Yeah.
Everybody like looks at Purdue and looks at the other team and says, "Oh, Zach Edey's going to score on them. Let's take the over." Mm-hmm. They're a slow team, and I think against Tennessee. I mean, I think Tennessee feels like a team that is pretty well equipped to handle Purdue. Mm-hmm. Relatively speaking. And they're two pretty slow teams also. I kind of like the look on the under here also. Also, we have to remember, these are teams now playing back-to-back days. All these Maui teams.
Yeah, very good. Very good point. 134.5.
Yep. And this opened at 135, so not really any crazy movement here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to lock this in right now.
Okay, and then any thoughts on the side?
No, I think that's a pretty good line. Actually, I kind of lean Tennessee, but I'm not.
I was kind of thinking the other way actually. I think I Model likes Purdue, although Model always likes Purdue.
Does it know about Dalton Connect though, Nick?
No, it has not connected the dots.
This is a glazing Dalton Connect fest right now.
Did you like my pun?
No. Well, I liked it, but
that would be like a good fantasy basketball team name or something.
if he makes a
if he makes makes the NBA like Connect 4.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one. Yeah, so I'm literally locking this in right now.
Okay. I'll put the under up. But yeah, I mean, so I think if you like Purdue's defense, Purdue is probably the move here, spread wise. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Purdue is also just so inconsistent scoring. And yeah, there we go. ASDF got it. I don't know if Ben even heard the pun.
No, I did. I just
you just
I don't know why I didn't like it as much. Maybe because I feel like you were throwing shade on Dalton Connect with the pun.
No, Dalton Connect is great.
Okay,
I was throwing shade on the model.
Oh, I like it.
I said the model hasn't connected the dots.
Oh, you were throwing shade on the model. Okay.
Yeah. Not that Connect hasn't connected the dots.
Also, real quick, the under in the Radford game just got hammered towards the under.
What's it at now?
137.
Holy! Was that a RAS pick or something?
I don't know, but like it was a matter of time. Like I know most of you guys like agree with me about these rooms, but I understand that there's people who probably think it's like Nick, when people are like, "Oh, the game's rigged,"
Yeah.
and then we're like, "You guys are idiots." Like, they can't. I think some people look at me that way when I talk about the rims, which is fine, but you just have to trust me on this one.
There's like a little like puppeteer under the court with like pulleys like slightly attached to the rims.
Yeah, it's Nick. It's almost like if you've ever gone to your local park and try to play basketball on those like super stiff rims, it's like impossible to make shots.
I was never good at basketball for the stiffness of the rims to be a thing that affected my game at all.
That'd be funny if they're like, "Did you play basketball as a kid?" You're like, "Yeah, I wasn't that good, but that's just because I only had stiff rims
The rims
everywhere."
were stiff, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other guy's like, "Oh man, I had soft rims."
I honestly, I would have gone pro if the park that I played pickup at in elementary school had just slightly softer rims.
We can joke about that, but what if your high school had the softest rims in like the whole state, and your shooting percentages are? I mean, we're talking like
what if that maybe that's like the new like recruiting edge is like understanding the softness and hardness of high school gym rims.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, okay, this guy only scored 12 points a game. He only shot 33% from three, but his school's got hard rims. And this guy over here shot 40% from threes. School's got the softest rims. It's not going to translate to the next level.
Pat Cole, if you're seeing a 140 DK, you better bet that because it's going to be gone in like 47 seconds, Pat Cole.
Yeah, Fandle, you can middle this. Fandle's got 137.5. And then...
I don't think...
Oh, yeah, DK's at 138 now.
Yeah, there's no way that number was staying. The last thing I was going to say, Nick, is... No, Matt, I'm just making an extreme comparison.
Yeah.
No one's playing with the double rims. I don't even remember what I was going to say. I was going to say, if you're Steph Curry, Nick, though, at a certain point, like, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, if your shots don't hit the rim...
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
But that's the issue, though. Like, most college kids aren't that good. So
yeah.
All right. Enough about talking about rims. Let's talk about what else can we talk? Basketball. So wait, we got those. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Marquette, right?
Yeah, Kansas and Marquette, number 1 and number 4. Also, Maui Invitational this year, just in general. W Field.
Oh yeah. And what's it, Chaminade?
And Chaminade, yeah. I find that hilarious that Chaminade gets to play in this.
Rid of it, Nick. I think they got to get rid of it.
No, I kind of like it, honestly.
I guess. But would you rather see them or Kentucky?
I'd rather see them. It's just like one of those legacy unique things that makes the sport more fun. Like we don't need every single game to be best team versus best team, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
true.
It's like condensing the conferences down. Like we don't need 18 teams in the Big Ten. We don't.
No, I know.
Let Chaminade going out there and playing and pulling an upset once every other decade is a fun thing.
I don't think the
sport should be fun.
Won.
Yeah, they have.
When?
Let me look.
Okay, while you look, if anyone has another game that you guys want us to talk about, you can use your channel points too, by the way.
All right,
let's see here.
You know what I hate? Videos that autoplay when you open up a website with sound.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of them now. That's the
okay,
thing.
so Chaminade has won 8 times in Maui. They beat Davidson in 84. They beat Providence in 91. They beat Stanford in double OT in 92. They beat Villanova in 03. They beat Princeton in 07. They beat Oklahoma in 2010. They beat Cal in 2012. They beat Texas in 2012, and they beat Cal in 2017.
27. Okay, good for them. I still would rather see Kentucky.
No, I love little tradition things.
I like it, but it's just like
you go get Kentucky against whatever the fuck at another tournament, right? That's what other tournaments are for.
I think you're in the minority here, Nick.
That's fine. I'm cool with being in the minority. Yeah, they beat a number 1 ranked Virginia team too, at one point. I don't think that was actually maybe not in the Maui Invitational. Maybe predated it.
Okay, Nick, I have a confession to make.
What?
I took an airline last night. And can I send you what it is on Betstamp?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Have you ever seen the TikTok trend where it's like, just did a bad thing?
No.
I regret the thing I did. Okay. Oh, I got a Milwaukee +9, and now they're -12. Just look at the Betstamp.
If you here, okay, let me.
I texted it to you.
Okay, yeah.
WCLV
60.9% CLV. That's like extra nice.
Okay, so here's what happened. This guy,
was that a bet stamp mistake, or was that a
No. I placed this. So if you look at my retweets last night, again, this is like 1 a.m. Here's exactly what happened, Nick. Someone put this line up, and DraftKings was the only book on Betstamp that had this, right? And they definitely copied either Bart Torvik or Kempom, but they did the wrong way, because it was literally to the T a 9 point. At least on Bart Torvik, it was 9. They just had it flip flopped. Mm-hmm. So this guy Tom Cassell, I think his name is, he tweeted it, and he said, "Hey, I'm in New York. I can't bet this because I'm in New York, but DraftKings has Siena -9." And I looked. I was like, "Oh shit!" So, okay, I was scared, and I probably should have put like 10 units on it, but I didn't. I played it for less, and then they fixed it, and then the cash out option just popped up, and it was like 70%. So I just took it because I was like, I don't want to risk them like voiding this. So I cashed out, and here we are.
Nice.
But I kind of feel bad having
now watch it lose, even with 21 points of CLV.
I mean, it would be like if JMU lost on Saturday, right? Or maybe not that bad.
No, it would be like
that's worse.
If they made the line App State minus whatever JMU was minus.
Yeah.
Or JMU plus whatever App State was minus, and then App State won by like more than that. So JMU plus 2 touchdowns still didn't hit.
Yeah, and command wins. Were you talking about the side I bet it at?
Yeah, it was on DK, right?
Yeah, I was at DK.
Oh, and then Bart Torvik is like Ken Pom for hipsters.
Oh yeah, and pretty much. But I think a lot of these rec books, Nick, are literally just mimicking the lines at open.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, because like you think they're literally originating college basketball, Nick?
Probably
no
not.
Shot. Hell no. They have, for every 10 marketing people they hire, they maybe hire like 1 trader. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
But hey, that's their model. Okay. What else do we have in the first? Let's see here.
So we've done everything up through the 3 o'clock Eastern games, and then touched on a couple of the big
good
games.
ones. We have some decent ones coming up at like 2 to 3 our time.
Yeah. So anything in those games that you want to touch on?
Yeah, I think Florida State Colorado is an intriguing matchup, and I nailed this one last night. Colorado, they just always end up laying an egg in that first tournament game. Like they'll play like 3-4 home games at altitude, Nick, and then they like run these little teams out of the gym, and then they come to these tournaments and they don't play as well. They did beat Richmond. They didn't cover. It was closer. It actually was way closer than it should have been. And I took the under. But Florida State, I'm almost positive they're not going to get Primo Spears, Nick. I think he's I'm seeing it questionable, but like there's no news on the waiver.
Yeah, no, I think the NCAA kind of laid down the hammer on a lot of these second-time transfers.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I'm kind of cool with that.
Yeah. So he's not going to be playing. Nick, I kind of lean with the Buffs here.
Yeah.
They seem like a pretty good team, and I think like to get a win in that first game was big. I think they're the more talented team. I lean under 2 as well, but do you have anything in what does the model say?
No, I think Model likes Colorado. I think
Yeah.
Model also really likes the under. Oh no, Model likes the over. And no, Model actually, hold on, likes Florida State. I swear I saw somebody said earlier that the Model liked Colorado a lot, but I probably just misread that comment.
Interesting. How much though?
It has Colorado winning, but not covering 4.5,
Okay.
and then over by like not even 2 points. So super, super, super tight.
Okay. You can put me down as a lean. I might get there. It is
On Colorado?
Yeah, Colorado. It is 5 now. That's probably where I would play it to.
Okay. So get you down for Colorado -5. There's a game that on that side also that I want to talk about. This is another game where I think we just have a couple teams with not a lot of data, and just a spread that's too big, and that's the Southern Utah and Louisiana Tech game. So Louisiana Tech, their coach, they lost like everybody from last year's team. They're sitting at 2-1 this year. They beat UL Monroe, who's dog shit. They lost to Colorado State in altitude, which is an acceptable loss, plus a win over a D2 team. Taking on Southern Utah, another team that kind of lost everybody in the offseason. But they played Bakersfield close. They played Utah State within 10 points. I think that against the Louisiana Tech team that is like not the Louisiana Tech team that we've seen the last couple of years, I think 13.5 points is like too many here.
I'm trying to think. What was the last game Louisiana Tech played? I think I watched it actually.
They beat UL Monroe by 10.
Yeah, and I don't think I was that impressed.
Yeah.
Like I know it's a
UL
tempo win.
Monroe is not a good team.
Yeah, I think it was a game where they didn't cover, and I remember I was like, why was I watching? I don't even think I had anything in that game. But it's one game, right? Like St. Joe's lost to someone, and then they almost beat Kentucky. Like Tech, it's not just like, oh, team played bad, team plays bad again. Like if it was that easy,
yeah, everybody would go.
Oh, it was
undefeated
Texas.
or with us.
It was Texas Tech Commerce, I think, beat St. Joe's, and then St. Joe's almost beat Kentucky. So, what's that called when they do the?
It's transitive property.
Oh yeah, but what do they call like the?
Oh, the circle of suck.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that too. Whoa, you love the circle of suck?
Well, not meat. Okay, we're moving on here. What were we talking about like last night when that first time chatter came in? I can't even remember.
I don't remember either.
Oh, that was great. Crispy was the one who said it.
Yeah, he was okay. He just said the model, so I assumed it was our model, but it was the Haslametrics model.
Okay. There's only one model out there.
Yeah. It's me.
But no, I think I'm really close there to getting the Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah. But I like your lean there. With are you actually gonna play that with
I'm thinking about it still. Lines kind of jumped between like 13 and 14, and it settled back at 13.5. So I guess from a market perspective, feels kind of fair.
For sure.
But yeah, I want to look into it a little bit more before I fire it up. Was there a play in Marshall and Oakland?
Marshall and Oakland, I do not think
I don't
anything.
think we have anything in that one.
Where's that game being played at?
Cayman Islands.
Oh, that's the Cayman Islands one.
Why did I donate App State first half? Under.
Because you wanted some action, man. That's why. We've all been there. It's like, Nick, when you wake up and
yeah,
it's like if you're on a diet and you wake up and a hot chick has donuts for you. Are you not going to take the donuts?
I'm taking the donuts all day.
Yeah.
I'd be a little confused. But
extra glaze, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Hot glazed donuts.
Yeah, hot glazed. I actually kind of like my donuts a little chilly.
It depends on what kind of donut it is. I think glazed donuts are best like a little bit warm. Not like so hot the sugar is like melting and burning your mouth, because that's uncomfortable, but like a little warm. And then more like chocolatey donuts I think are better cold. or like ones with like filled donuts.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, Heisberg says, Ben, you're married. You can't be talking like that.
Well, if the hot chick is my wife.
Yeah, like if Charlotte had donuts for Ben.
Mm-hmm. Good morning. Except usually it's just a crying kid. So
Carson, a.k.a. Donut.
Yep. That would be a funny if Krispy Kreme, Nick. We should pitch that to Krispy Kreme, and like the commercials, like not the hot chick with the donut, but like they do a play on words with like glazing. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like stop glazing. Like the glaze is crazy, and you're like, we know, and it's just like. You think the Gen Z would get down with that, or they'd be like, "This is corny"?
That would be corny and probably also not okay to put on TV.
You can't say glazing on TV.
I mean, it would be obvious. Like, oh,
you
have like hot chick comes in and it's like, oh wow, these Krispy Kreme donuts are so good.
Well, okay,
and then like stop glazing, and it like zooms into them like actually glazing the donuts.
With the hot chick though.
Yeah. I mean, but like it's a commercial. You have to have hot chicks.
There's a Tick Pick commercial, Nick, where they say, "Where'd you get these tickets?" And they're like, "Tick Pick," and it almost sounds like they say "Dick Pick," and it's like two older ladies, and I don't know if it's the son and he's like, "What did you say?" She's like, "Tick Pick." So hey, they're doing that.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of
Tick picks.
glazing, yeah. We talked about Colorado, Florida. Mm-hmm. Illinois State, High Point, I feel like we're not going to have anything.
Yeah. High Point's low-key kind of nice this year.
Yeah, they did have a few. They had two good games, right? Where they looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, so they beat Iona by 14. And their two losses, I mean, they went like ice cold in that game against Queens. Total was 167 or something. Mm-hmm. And it finished in like the 140s. But
wow.
Yeah, High Point was... I don't know, there's like too many turnovers for them. But I think they're kind of decent this year. I don't hate the look of High Point against Illinois State. I don't think Illinois State's like particularly impressive right now. They have wins against Eastern Illinois and Long Beach State.
Also, sorry to backtrack. It starts in 15 minutes here.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about Long Beach State for a second? I know they're playing right now.
Well, real quick, let me give this out because it's moving. McNeese State, Texas State is getting steamed to the under pretty well. If anyone wants some late action. Okay. That's all I got.
Yeah, so Long Beach State and Iona. Long Beach State was minus 5.5 against Iona today.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was up with that spread?
They were minus 5.5?
Yeah, they closed at minus 5.5.
Is it because that Texas or not Texas Michigan game where
it has to be? I swear, Long Beach State is like my least favorite team in the country. At second least favorite after Air Force.
I was gonna say over Air Force. I was like breaking news.
Yeah, so I love the Traores on Long Beach State. Marcus Sahonis is the most infuriating basketball player on the planet.
I'm like, who is this guy? Why does he ruffle your feathers, Nick?
Because he average. So like his stats last year at Long Beach State averaged 14 points a game, but shot 3.8 3-pointers per game, shooting 26% from three.
So he's just chucking it
and
up.
And takes like 13.5 shots a game, shooting 39% from the field.
Yeah, that is
just
not easy.
He's like, I don't know who's NBA play. He's like Russell Westbrook if all Russell Westbrook did was shoot the ball.
What about Jordan Poole?
Yeah, he's like Jordan Poole. That's a good comparison.
There's a clip of Jordan Poole from like one of the last games. I think they're down 10, and
yeah, he's like slowly walking the ball up the court.
Yeah, he didn't know that the clock started, and he's like yelling at the clock operator, and they're like, "Dude, you don't know the fucking rules."
Jordan Poole is the biggest dumbass in the NBA right now.
He is the clown. Adam Silver should just suspend him for.
You know what he is? He is the ultimate tank commander.
You think they're paying him to?
I mean, they're paying him to do something.
He's
getting paid a lot of money.
I can't believe like what I see out of like he literally shoots threes and turns around and talks shit to the other team's bench and the ball's not even in the rim. I have no clue.
No, Jordan Poole is a clown. Yeah, Connor Stallions is playing Poole. Sure. Okay, but yeah. So anyway, so Illinois State, maybe like by transitive property, is getting some extra love because of the Long Beach State win. But I kind of like High Point. It's like a little plus money underdog.
Like the money line.
Yeah, it's like plus. I mean, the spread's 1.5, so
put it on there.
Plus 105.
Also, I just fired up the under in the McNeese State Texas State game. Minus 136.
George says, did anyone know Marquette was so bad at shooting free throws? I don't think they should be like a terrible free throw shooting team. If they had a bad game yesterday, I mean, it happens.
I can't hear you, Nick.
If you can't hear me, that's on your end.
There you are. I heard something.
Okay, I mean, my mic is working.
You're back. You're back.
Okay. That's weird. 10 of 18. Yeah, that's not good. But I mean, that's one game, and 11 of them were from their starting 5. Who went 5 of 11. So it's just like one dude went 5 of 11. Okay, so another game I want to look at, where I think we have a team that's favored by just too many points, is Duke and LaSalle.
Okay, real quick though, Nick, we did get a channel point, but we can.
Oh shit! Citadel and NC Central.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So the Citadel was a really weird team to watch last game. I didn't watch the full game. They played Idaho State. They were so cold in the first half, and then the second half, they looked like a brand new team. I don't know if they snorted, was it glow sticks, Nick?
Yeah, they snorted glow sticks.
Or something. And I don't know if anyone saw the end of that game, but that was really weird. They fouled Nick with like 0.2 seconds, and the other team shot. I think Citadel won.
Yeah, Citadel won that game.
Yeah, they got fouled with 0.2 seconds and hit 2 free throws to win. But NC Central, I mean, we just know the quality of these teams, and like the SWAC or MEAC isn't going to be that good.
Yeah, I mean, the Citadel's not very good either.
This is like probably one of the worst matchups on paper today.
Yeah, I mean, this could be an underspot.
Could be an underspot. That's kind of what I was thinking. If anything, like it would have to be under for me.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the unders are a pretty reasonable look here. Citadel is a team that I like to bet unders on these days. I know there was actually for years, even with high tempo Citadel. Do you remember that, Ben? Like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was like whenever the model likes Citadel under, it just smacks. It was like 9-1 or something when the model spat out Citadel under as a bet. Mm-hmm. But yeah, even now with the new coach in his second year with the slower tempo, I mean, Citadel unders I think are still a good look. And NC Central plays slow as hell too.
Yeah, this is a matchup of 309 versus 328 on Bart Torvik.
Yeah, I mean, so. and neither of them are like slow teams but great at offense.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like a Purdue, right?
Ed Conroy, did he coach somewhere else? Yeah, he did. Tulane. That's right.
Yeah.
Not that they didn't make a tournament or anything. I'm looking at foul rates because that's my only thing I'm worried about. Oh, they're actually, at least free throw rate, they're actually, Citadel's really good. They don't put teams on the line a lot. Is foul rate and free throw rate basically one and the same for the most part?
Not exactly.
But you wouldn't see like huge discrepancies, right?
There shouldn't be huge discrepancies now.
Yeah. But you have wait, Citadel. I'm just looking at NC State's.
It's not NC State, it's NC Central.
NC Central. They do foul a lot, so that's my concern.
Also, we're looking at with both of these teams sample sizes of 2 games, so I think it's a little bit too early to stare at free throw rate and be like, this team fouls a lot.
Well, if you look at last year too.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you're right.
I'm good with the under there, I think.
Yeah, that's my lean.
All right, so how are we doing in the 10 o'clock game? So we've got Central Michigan and Stetson
On pace.
going into the half at 61, and it's a big spread right now, so 24-37. Got to be happy with that.
Does anyone want? Do you want some CLV? Anyone?
Sure.
Akron Drake is getting hit pretty good to the under. Circa just dropped it to 140.5. But the thing with these is like they could go back up, so it's like
Yeah.
depends. I just want to.
Trying to answer about this. Thoughts on Eastern Kentucky live bet? I was leaning pretty strongly Prairie View before the game. I should have fucking bet it. They were plus 12.5, and they're up 8 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't really want Eastern Kentucky because I was leaning Prairie View before the game. Neglected to put it up on the screen, but I did talk about it at the start of the stream. And Hasbrook says, Ben, at the very end, can you talk about the game Saturday? Sitting on football game. I know I wouldn't. Don't bet the other team.
No,
just don't bet the game. If you're
there's
like
so many games coming up here, like you don't need to. There's no standalone games all day today.
Yeah, well, no, and he's talking about the Ohio State Michigan football game.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no, if you're if you're like that emotionally invested in the outcome of the game, just don't bet it.
Yeah,
just enjoy the game for it being a football game that you care about. There's no need to put some extra money on it.
Yeah, Nick, that's like when I bet the Nuggets to beat the Heat in the series. It was like minus 180, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then I forgot about it for like 2 days. And I'm like, "Oh, I won money."
Yeah,
you don't even. Yeah, at that point, you don't even care.
McNeese feels like they should blow out Texas State. I don't think McNeese is like significantly better than Texas State. I like the look on Texas State, Crispy. McNeese played like one good game against a bad VCU team. Or maybe an overrated VCU team, should we say? Losing everything from last year. But yeah. Also, Sacred Heart ML too easy. Yeah, Ben was sad that he forgot the game started at 9:30.
Yeah, so here's what I did. I don't want to say the name, but there's 2 different tracking sites that I'm doing, and I got confused and locked one in on one tracking site, didn't actually bet it, and forgot, which I typically never do. So I'm pretty pissed about that. I let Nick know like 3 times before we even started the stream.
Yep.
And Nick, put on screen for me 141.5 on the under for Akron Drake.
Okay.
Really 142 at DraftKings?
What number do you have?
I bet 141.5.
Okay.
But it's moving pretty quickly, so I would hop on that.
It is up. So yeah, game that I kind of like, LaSalle and Duke.
I'm curious what you have here.
Why is Duke minus 26.5 here?
Seems low.
It seems like way too many points.
I don't know. It's home.
Yeah, I mean, they're at home.
Is this one of those spots, Nick?
What do you mean, one of those spots?
They're not going to have the camera crazies.
Or are they? Does Duke go home? Do they get the whole week off, or do they get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off?
I mean, I thought almost like every school gets the whole week off. Is that not a thing anymore?
I think it depends. I mean, you have sample size of 1 for Thanksgiving break.
No, I've had 3.
I have sample size of 3 for schools that I went for Thanksgiving.
Let's okay.
Let's see.
I was just gonna do this. I was gonna see who Duke played last year. Because look, they could still get it off, but like we're talking Duke here, so maybe Cameron Crazy's still.
I have their school calendar up. Okay, yeah. So Thanksgiving recess begins today. So that means, yeah. It begins at the end of the day today. So they have class today.
Okay. So yeah.
So this is a situation where they're done with class and they're gonna get drunk AF and be crazy at the game, and then their parents are gonna come pick them up tomorrow. Right?
Sure. Or they just send the money and say, "Come home, we miss you." And they say, "I miss basketball."
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Duke will have kids. But I don't think like this is an A10 LaSalle team. I mean, they're not like the best A10 team, but they have some talent. I mean, it's not like this is Duke against like Bucknell, right? Who was the last team that they played. I just think this is too much respect on just the name value of Duke.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, look what 26.5 that we've been betting earlier this year. That was like against like St. Francis.
Man, 26.
LaSalle is like 208 in KenPom. As like that's not a team that you bet you take anybody 26.5 against. So I think it's just a good value play.
Yeah, it looks good. I think I might bet that.
That was the first number that I saw today that stood out to me. It's just like absolutely egregious.
Yeah, that does not make that much sense.
And yeah, Gavin, I completely agree. It's the way it goes every year. It's like the first couple days of the season, you make money by betting massive spreads, just like doing your research, identifying which teams are like actually really bad, and betting against them. And then the books over adjust across the board. And then you make money betting plus 26.5 instead of minus 26.5. Mm-hmm. KenPom has Duke by 21. Yeah. I mean, I think we have Duke by like 18.
Weird line.
Yeah, Duke by 16 we have.
Any injury concerns at all?
It's impossible to find injury news in college basketball.
But I guess there's not like a player who was out.
I just went to the Covers injuries page and LaSalle has nothing, but that doesn't mean that there's actually nothing. All right. So anything else that you have today, Ben? Any other lines stand out to you?
Let's see here. I'm just looking at everything. As of now, that's I think we discussed everyone.
Okay, I have one more game that I want to take a look at, which is Green Bay and UC Riverside. Love betting against Green Bay. Neutral site game in Bozeman, Montana.
Ooh.
I feel like Riverside might be the move here.
And they got a win, and they're feeling all good about themselves, but...
Who, Green Bay is? Yeah. Green Bay played an OT game against Montana State yesterday and did end up winning that game. But Riverside didn't play yesterday, so we got a team on the back end of the back-to-back. Chris, we bet against them. They won outright. Yeah, it looks like Montana State just shit the bed last night. I mean, that game finished 54-53 in OT. It was 49-49 going into overtime, and the full 5-minute OT period was 5-4. How is OT 5-4?
Man, why can't I get those games when I'm on a fucking under?
Yeah.
Jeez. Also, did you bet the Duke game?
No, but I'm going to.
You should probably do it right now.
Is it moving?
Yeah, it's moving.
What are you seeing right now?
It's going down to like 25.
Okay. I want to wrap up. We'll wrap up the stream soon, and then I'm gonna go place my bets.
Well, I don't want you to rush.
But you said I should go place it now.
Well, I'm saying place it now, but don't rush us off stream if we have other things to talk about.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna place my bets off stream.
Okay. I just don't want it to be like 24 and then.
I don't want to be in a situation where I'm rushing to place bets and I'm missing stuff. I'd rather lose a point and be more confident than rush and bet it just because it's moving.
I know. I'm just seeing it move right in front of my eyes.
Yep.
So.
I mean, it's probably because they heard us talking about it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, never. But yeah, I like the look of Riverside. I think everything kind of adds up here.
What was that line again?
6.5.
Yeah.
So it's on Lehigh and Monmouth. I have no thoughts on Lehigh and Monmouth.
Yeah, I have not watched either of those teams play yet. But let's see here. Wanted to look at one thing. Where's that game being played at?
Lehigh and Monmouth.
Not in Cancun?
I think that's just at Monmouth.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
I mean, it's in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like tournament tag on it.
Where's Lehigh again?
Lehigh is in
Pennsylvania?
It's in Pennsylvania. It's like around Philly-ish, but not like Philly burb, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Bethlehem, PA. I just looked at Bethlehem and it sent me to Israel. I don't think that's...
They're playing out there. Auburn played out there in the summer. Fun fact.
All right. Missed the breakdown on JMU under TLDR's neutral sites. Yeah, it's the hard rims in Mexico City, or in Cancun. Do they have favorite bets column? I think we're gonna do a little just verbal rundown. I'm not gonna do the column because of two screens. But anything else you want to talk about, Ben?
We already talked about Colorado, Florida State. George was asking. I lean Colorado. I think they look pretty good. There's going to be no Primo Spears probably for the rest of the year for Florida State, and I think top to bottom, like Colorado is pretty good this year, Nick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Colorado looks legit.
KJ Simpson, De Silva. Yeah, Florida State's going to they're probably a tournament team, but it's not a guarantee. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, they look better than they have the last couple of years. I mean, they were like super, super, super underwhelming. But I mean, they've had injury issues.
Mm-hmm.
And unless something like that kicks in again, they should be like a borderline tourney team for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Maryland bounces back against UMBC? Horrible start to the season. I don't know. I mean, that's another number actually that the model really liked UMBC.
Yeah, UMBC's weird this year.
Yeah,
because they played Louisville, and I'm still like, how good is Louisville? Because they almost beat Indiana, but how good is Indiana? Like, there's just too many question marks with UMBC for me.
Yeah,
so.
but this number is 20.5. And I mean, UMBC's also beat Sacred Heart. They beat Loyola Maryland. I mean, Maryland's played like basically only tough teams, I guess, and Mount St. Mary's. But like, I don't know if they can go out and cover 20.5. Our model has us closer to 10, but I mean, probably penalizing Maryland a little bit too much.
Now this seems like one of those spots where it's like Maryland going to have a crowd. I feel like it could be a dead ass game.
Well, we need to look up their schedule.
Let's look it up. Because like Duke, it's like even if they did have break, Duke, we're talking an extreme, right? Like Duke still
Yeah.
has fans. Like no shot at Maryland.
Yeah,
But
Maryland has class today.
Okay. And then tomorrow?
No class tomorrow.
I don't think anyone's going to the game. But I'm not going to bet it on that merit. But
Yeah, I mean, if there's no class today, that means everybody's home. People are on campus today.
yeah, but you're not going to stay on campus to watch UMBC play.
I mean, maybe again, like it's 7:00
Nick,
local game.
most college kids aren't like we are with college. But they don't care.
Yeah, I mean, you pregame the game a little bit, go to the game,
So watch the
and then you
Retrievers out there.
Yeah, and then you get rowdy, you leave at halftime, and then you go party, and then you go home the next day.
Here's what the kids are doing, Nick. They're like, oh, they're 20-point favorites. I don't want to go to this game.
Yeah. Oh no, but that's why you leave at halftime.
We'll see.
I don't know.
I'm gonna send you a picture of the crowd and be like, told you so, Nick.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be a packed stadium.
Yeah, it just feels like a spot where it's like, if we're saying UMBC probably shouldn't be favored by this many.
Yeah. Also, this is Maryland's first home game of the season. Oh no, they played Mount St. Mary's at home earlier, which had 78% capacity. 14K.
So we'll get 50 here.
Yeah, I mean 50 is still 10K.
Yeah. Rice, Indiana State. Do not know much about that game, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I don't know why G Unit has Rice so heavily favored.
I feel like he had another game where he loved Rice. Like, why am I always seeing G Unit and Rice?
I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just his favorite food.
Maybe they're paying him.
Could be.
Hype us up. Long Beach State up 2. How did that happen? Were they?
I mean, it was a close game.
What was the spread?
5.5.
For Iona, right?
Yeah, hold on. ESPN bet's tripping. So I just like have the box score up on ESPN. What was the pregame? Yeah, it was Long Beach minus 5.5.
Okay. Are they actually going to backdoor this cover? I guess front door it? No, they're not.
No, I mean they get 2 free throws. Any thoughts on New Hampshire? Nope.
Didn't look at that one.
Oh, you didn't look at the Marist game?
Nope. If Loki iCarly comes out of nowhere right now.
Yeah, to tell me that I pronounced it wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got nothing else. So Ben, if you have other games that you want to address, we can go through them.
Yeah, let me just take a look real quick. See if there's anything that like I was looking at but didn't bet. Talked about that. Talked about what? Okay, here's one I want to bring up: Lemoyne and Cal State. So Lemoyne's been playing really, really fast. Offense is like average, I would say, maybe even below average, but
Lemoyne is dog shit.
Yeah, their defense is so bad. I think they've been a good over team. So, does the model have?
No, model doesn't know enough about Lemoyne.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. I had that as a lean. The over 150.
Okay, I don't think it's available anymore.
What's it at now? 150.
152 is the best number you can get.
Okay. No opinion.
Okay, I mean, I can put that up as a lean if you want. I don't know anything about Lemoyne.
Okay.
I know their shit, but
no, let's not put that up since it moved. And that, yeah, I think that might be it. Just trying to see.
All right. Terrier says anything on New Mexico and Toledo.
Oh yeah, so Jalen House is questionable. So
yeah, I think that makes it really tough to bet on the game.
Who does Toledo have?
I mean, so they lost their big three from last year: JT Shoemate, Ray J Dennis, and the third guy whose name I'm slipping. But they returned like basically all of their role players from that team. So they've got what's his face? Dante Maddox, good player. Raheem Moss, good player. It's like it's a good team. I mean, a lot of turnover from last year, but still a very good mid-major team.
Also, fuck it. I just bet the Lemoyne over because it's getting steamed. So you can put me down now.
Okay, 152.
Yeah. I typed in Lemoyne in this app, and I ended up like in German soccer for a half second.
What did you? What German soccer team was even close to Lemoyne?
Okay, I'll go back. It was BK van Belgia.
What?
Is that a player?
Can you spell that?
This is what just popped up. Beker Becker Van Belgier. So Bel.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a person. It sounds like a very, very like Dutch name.
That's the first thing that popped up. But I just put Lemo.
Becker van Belgie. Okay, no, that's the Belgian Cup. That's like the national. It's like the FA Cup of Belgium.
Gotcha. It was just random. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
No, I didn't bet it.
All right. So last thing I want to do here, Ben, before we hop off, is take a run through all of the games that we have up on the screen, and address kind of favorite bets. If you have, because I know people were saying like can't bet all of these. So if we can each pick out like a bet or two as our favorites. So obviously CMU Stetson is in progress. Radford Morgan State at this point is also in progress. 22-29, under 4 timeout. Probably looking pretty good. I guess Texas State is also in progress. So nothing on the top line is actionable right now. We've got Syracuse Gonzaga. Or I guess Ben, as far as what's on the screen, what's your favorite bet or two bets?
Yeah, favorite for me, I'm probably gonna go James Madison, Southern Illinois.
The under on that?
Yeah, the under, and then I know people don't like under sometimes. I'm gonna go with. God, I have a lot of fucking totals.
Yeah, I mean it's just like neutral site unders.
Colorado -5.
All
that
right.
Probably closes at 5 or 5.5, 6. So.
Yeah, and I think for me, I really like the look of LaSalle plus 26.5 against Duke. It's just too many points. I think we had like market overreactions. Although we're kind of getting to the point where I'm expecting that to reverse again a little bit. And yeah, that I'll say that's my my favorite play here. I also like the look on the Citadel under. All right.
That has not started yet, right? That's
no, yeah, that's 2:00 our time, I think. Alrighty. So any last words?
Last words is Morgan State and Radford have really slowed it down, and they cannot score now. So I love to see that.
W. And then my last words is we're going to be streaming tomorrow for NFL. I think we're going to be doing a little 9:30 our time, 11:30 Eastern again.
Yeah, Nick. Here's an idea. If we do NFL tomorrow, we could kind of open it up for Pickett, like if you can join.
Yeah, well, I mean, so we should have like a time where we are going through the games.
Okay.
Because we have 5 games to talk about, or 4 games to talk about: the 3 Thanksgiving games and the Friday game.
Mm-hmm.
So we can spend probably an hour and a half on those, and then we can maybe, I guess, immediately following that up with the contest stream is a bad idea.
We'd probably do it first.
Okay, so we could do like 8:30 to 9:30 contest submissions.
Mm-hmm.
And then 9:30 until we're done us going through the slate.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's good. And Twist, did we just want to do one of the Thursday, Friday games? Just keep it simple.
No.
What do you guys think?
Well,
chat?
because so then people are going to have to submit their cards in like 2 different sets to get their twist play in before Thursday.
Oh, I see. That's a good point.
But I think if we announce that today, I think that's okay.
Yeah, it would give people enough time.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's do it a Thanksgiving Day play. Just anything from one of the
Or
Thursday
Friday?
games.
Or just Thursday.
I guess Friday too.
Who plays Friday, by the way?
That's a good question. Friday is Jets and Dolphins.
Tim Boyle, Nick? How is he still in the league, by the way?
I have no idea. Also, Sim's up tonight. As soon as we're done, I'm gonna first do Pickett contest stuff, get everything done from last week, and then make an announcement about that and the twist, and then I'm gonna get Sims going. So I'll get the Thursday and Friday games for sure up tonight. Everything else probably up tomorrow. But yeah.
Any last words now?
Nope, I gave my last words. And if you gave your last words as well, I think we're good to go.
Hold on, let me look at one more thing. Okay, never mind. I'm done.
All right, we've looked at it, and nothing else to add. So yeah, good luck, everybody, with your bets today on the hardwood, unless you're fading us. And we will see you bright and early tomorrow for some holiday NFL action. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.